Remapping. Remapping, also called ECU flashing, is the process of rewriting the factory software inside the engine control unit to change how fuel injection quantity, ignition timing in degrees before top dead center, and turbocharger boost pressure measured in pounds per square inch or kilopascals are controlled. It works by reading the original calibration file through the onboard diagnostics port or bench connection, modifying maps that govern air-fuel ratio, throttle response, torque limiters, and engine speed measured in revolutions per minute, then securely writing the new data back to the ECU memory. Pros include precise performance gains, improved throttle efficiency, optimized fuel economy under steady load, and compatibility with stock hardware when tuned conservatively. Cons include potential warranty issues, higher thermal stress on engine and transmission components, dependence on fuel octane rating, and damage risk from poor calibration. This method is best for modern electronically controlled gas and diesel. Hey, before we move forward, if you're finding this video on ECU tuning type helpful, don't forget to like and drop us a comment below on what topic you think we should cover next. Chip tuning. Chip tuning is an engine control unit modification method used mainly in pre-OBD2 vehicles built before standardized onboard diagnostics Generation 2 adoption. The process replaces or alters removable read-only memory or erasable programmable read-only memory chips storing fuel injection maps, ignition timing tables, boost pressure limits, and rev limit parameters. Installation requires physically opening the engine control unit housing and soldering, socketing, or swapping calibrated chips matched to engine displacement, compression ratio, and fuel octane rating. Power gains typically range from 5% to 15% horsepower and torque by advancing ignition degrees and optimizing air-fuel ratio under load. Compatibility depends on analog or early digital engine management architectures from Bosch, Motronic, Delco, or Denso systems. Reliability improves when calibration maintains exhaust gas temperature limits and knock thresholds. Risks involve irreversible hardware damage, emissions noncompliance, and limited adjustability without replacing chips again. This approach suits classic vehicles, motorsport applications. Piggyback ECU. Piggyback ECU tuning uses an auxiliary electronic control unit installed between engine sensors and the factory ECU to modify signals such as manifold absolute pressure in kilopascal, mass airflow in grams per second, throttle position in percentage, and fuel injector pulse width in milliseconds. The system works by altering sensor output so that the stock ECU calculates different fuel delivery, ignition timing in degrees before top dead center, and boost pressure in kilopascal without rewriting firmware. This method enables performance gains while keeping factory software intact and preserving onboard diagnostics version 2 readiness. Installation is reversible, requires minimal wiring changes, and supports removal before dealership service. Power gains are limited by factory safety tables, sensor manipulation reduces precision versus flash tuning, and poor calibration may affect air-fuel ratio measured as a dimensionless lambda value. This approach suits turbocharged vehicles seeking horsepower gains and warranty compatibility balance. Standalone ECU. Standalone engine control unit is a complete replacement of the original factory engine computer with a fully programmable controller, managing fuel injection, ignition timing, boost control, and engine safety strategies. It works by directly wiring sensors and actuators to the standalone unit, which processes inputs like crankshaft position in RPM, manifold pressure in kilopascal, throttle position in percentage, and battery voltage in volts and high processing speeds measured in hertz. This approach allows unrestricted calibration of air-fuel ratio, ignition advance, camshaft timing, and turbocharger control beyond factory limits. Greater flexibility enables precise tuning for large turbochargers, high compression engines, ethanol fuels, and racing camshafts. Higher cost, complex installation, loss of factory comfort features, and increased tuning skill requirements are realistic drawbacks. Maximum benefits appear in track cars, drag builds, and modified street vehicles where factory engine control units cannot safely manage. Dyno tuning. Dyno tuning is an ECU calibration method where a vehicle operates on a chassis dynamometer that measures wheel horsepower and torque in Newton meters under controlled load. The process adjusts fuel injection pulse width, ignition timing and crankshaft degrees, air-fuel ratio measured as lambda, and boost pressure measured in kilopascal while the engine runs at specific revolutions per minute. Real-time sensors for exhaust gas temperature in degrees Celsius, knock voltage, and manifold absolute pressure allow safe optimization. Load simulation replicates road resistance, enabling accurate mapping across throttle positions and engine speeds. Accuracy is higher than road tuning because repeatable conditions remove weather and traffic variables. Power gains are typically consistent and measurable on the same dyno. Cost is higher due to specialized equipment and skilled operators. Cooling airflow limitations can misrepresent high-speed conditions. Fuel map tuning. Fuel map tuning modifies air-fuel ratio, or AFR, tables to control how much fuel is injected at specific engine load and RPM points. The process works by recalculating injector pulse width using sensor data such as manifold absolute pressure and intake air temperature to reach stoichiometric or richer mixtures for power. AFR control improves throttle response, turbo spool, and fuel efficiency while protecting components under boost pressure measured in bar. Poor calibration can cause detonation, higher exhaust gas temperature measured in degrees Celsius, or reduced engine lifespan. This method suits turbocharged, supercharged, and naturally aspirated performance engines because it adapts to hardware changes like larger injectors. Daily driven cars benefit when tuned conservatively, while setups require quality fuel. Ignition timing tuning. Ignition timing tuning adjusts when the spark plug fires relative to piston position measured in degrees before top dead center. The engine control unit advances or retards timing based on revolutions per minute, intake air temperature in degrees Celsius, coolant temperature in degrees Celsius, and engine load in kilopascals. Advancing timing increases cylinder pressure earlier, improving torque and thermal efficiency when fuel octane rating resists knock. Retarding timing reduces peak pressure to protect components under high boost pressure measured in kilopascals or high exhaust gas temperature in degrees Celsius. Incorrect calibration causes detonation, misfire, elevated nitrogen oxides emissions in parts per million, and piston damage. Modern systems use NOx sensors to correct timing in milliseconds. This method suits naturally aspirated and turbocharged engines with quality fuel and healthy cooling systems. Boost control tuning. Boost control tuning is an ECU managed method of electronically adjusting turbocharger or supercharger boost pressure by regulating the wastegate's pressure signal via a boost-controlled solenoid that the ECU pulses at varying duty cycles to achieve desired target boost values. It is a system that controls the amount of boost pressure the engine makes by changing how much air pressure the turbo wastegate sees so the turbo spins faster and makes more boost than its spring alone would allow. The ECU reads manifold pressure from the MAP sensor and adjusts the solenoid duty cycle to bleed pressure to atmosphere or wastegate, raising or lowering actual boost to match the programmed boost target. It enables precise programmable boost increases for power gains, improved throttle response, and drivability in turbo engines, but can increase system complexity and risk of overboost or engine damage if mistuned and may require supporting upgrades. Throttle response tuning. Throttle response tuning is a calibration change to the engine control unit software that alters how the electronic throttle control interprets accelerator pedal input and opens the throttle valve faster or more directly to reduce lag time. It modifies the throttle map within the ECU's firmware so the vehicle's ride-by-wire system responds with less delay by adjusting the relationship between pedal position and throttle opening and optimizing fuel delivery and ignition timing. It increases throttle sensitivity for quicker engine reaction, improves acceleration usability, and can advance drivability without mechanical changes. It requires skilled tuning, may void manufacturer warranty, and improper calibration can stress engine components or affect emissions compliance. This is best for drivers seeking sharper accelerator feel and reduced pedal lag without physical hardware modifications. EGR/DPF delete tuning. disabling exhaust gas recirculation or EGR, or diesel particulate filter or DPF. Systems tuning reprograms the ECU to stop emissions monitoring and optimize engine operation after those systems are removed. ECU tuning that removes EGR or DPF controls so the engine no longer expects feedback from these emissions devices and recalibrates fuel, air, and timing to match the new hardware configuration. The tune rewrites ECU maps to disable checks for the deleted components, adjust air-fuel ratios, turbo control and boost delivery, and eliminate regeneration logic. It reduces exhaust back pressure, can increase horsepower, roughly 10 to 40 horsepower, and improve throttle response and torque, and often improves fuel economy when done correctly. This tuning violates emissions laws for road use, can void warranties, and increases harmful emissions significantly. This is best for off-road, race, or competition vehicles where emissions compliance is not required. And that wraps up our deep dive into every ECU tuning type and how each affects your car's performance. So, which tuning type would you try first on your vehicle? Comment down below and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.